South Africa. It's a nice and sunny day here. And we welcome Juana Gill with us from Malaysia, the award-winning, recipe book author. And we've got Jeanette from Australia that's always recording for us. So we are very happy about that every week, because we've got a weekly Moringa to the Table show. And we are recording it, and it will be on the internet everywhere. We will soon start distributing our weekly recordings. And how are you, Moana?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
So very well, thanks, Moana. Thank you.
I understand you're going to talk about Moringa oils today, are you?
Yes, absolutely. I want to talk about Moringa oil because it's very important that we, actually tell the world and speak to the world about the oils, because the oils are very good, but in the food.
Yeah. But can you cook with the oil?
Teaching the people how can we. Yes, you can cook with the oil. Absolutely, you can cook with the oil. It is, and I mean, I'm sure you also sometimes use coconut oil. I've got here, let me just change my screen. I can show you here. There's our Moringa oil. It's not known to cook with it, but previously what people were using, you get these lubricants. And Ben oil, Moringa was used for Ben oil. And the name Ben oil was the old original, lubricant that they were using. Because Moringa is healthy, we can actually, cook with it, because these are our seeds. You see the seed pods from the Moringa tree, and then we can take the seeds, out of the pod. You see, if you look into the pod, you can see, you can open it here, and the seeds will be see, this is our Moringa seed. And what is we get different types of Moringa varieties. Just to give you an idea, there is the ODC3, there's Bagaya, there's PKM1 Moringa seed. So they come in different sizes. Then also we encourage people in India, they're using the Moringa seeds to eat. And they say you can eat, 4 to 6 seeds a day, because the oil helps your body, lubricate it and everything for health purposes. So if we can use coconut oil, olive oil, and the avocado oils, there's many oils that they're using. And even when we make our salad sauces, our the mayonnaise, many people use mayonnaise in many dishes, and they use oil in it. So why not starting to use the good oils? Because when you look outside the window, you'll see my green Moringa trees. They are still healthy. It's becoming very cold here in the Northwest Province, but our Moringa trees here next to the house are still fine. They're not suffering yet from the cold. We're going to close the roots soon with a thick mulch. We'll do it most probably from next week. We will start putting mulch, and then we will just increase the thickness as the cold steeps in at night. And it is very important that we teach people the importance of the Moringa oil. Here you can see, the color of the Moringa oil. It's a rich yellow color. And of course, it might be a little bit more expensive now to use the Moringa oil. But then if we remember, there's a lot of hair products, that not specific this one, but I'm just showing you, it's like a spray that you put on your hair, just, to protect it and all that. So we can develop products into hair products, the perfumes, and then back you can see the Moringa oil, there as well. And remember the perfumes from Egypt, they used to use a lot of the essential oil. So why can't we include, our good Moringa oil into all our products? And give me a little bit of what you think about it, Moana. If I say to you this, let's use the Moringa, oil in our dishes, our salad sauces and all that. What would you think? How can we promote it, and how can we encourage the world to use Moringa oil?
Yeah, Mariana, I don't have any experience really in using the Moringa oil, but I really don't see any reason why we cannot incorporate it into our cooking. And I think that we can start it as a dressing. mix it with
Yes.
for salad dressings or for things like that. And then later on, I use moringa oil, but I use moringa oil for my body. So it's like a
Yes.
body, yeah. So I use that, and I've been using that for a long time. And somebody also gave me the other day. It's like it's moringa oil, but in the form of a spray. So all these
Yes.
I have used, but I have not used it in food yet. But I also haven't been able to source. I don't know where to get the moringa oil that I can use in my food. Once I know where to get the moringa oil, then I would like to experiment and start using in my food. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
So,
it does not have to be in every meal, but we
no,
can
no.
start. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
remember, why are we doing our talks? We are doing
Yeah.
our Moringa
Yeah.
to the Table talks is to encourage, all the people that are manufacturers, people that are innovators, people that are planning how can they make money out of the Moringa plant, or how can they bring it to humanity, is
Yeah.
if we do not bring the thoughts, they're not going to be able to put it into product. So
That's
we
correct.
need to
Yes.
start talking. It's like, if I just look at the one that I normally use is let me just turn my screen. You see, I normally use a honey mustard,
Yeah.
salad dressing. But
Yeah.
why not for this company
Yeah.
specific? We
Yeah.
can contact them and say, can you please include moringa in it? And that's
Yes.
what we are
Yes.
here, is to
Yeah.
bring the awareness, so companies should know they are already manufacturing something very good. Why not including a superfood that is got much more stronger value than
Yeah.
what is? And then
Yeah.
it becomes demand, then the farmers will grow more, because
Yeah.
the more the demand, the more the farmers will
Of
grow, the
course.
more
Yeah.
health will come to people. And that
Yeah.
is what I mean. There's just an empty bottle that I'm keeping, of a normal oil, canola
Yeah.
oil, and there's so many oils on the market. But the problem is there's not much of the moringa oil. So we should encourage the people that brings it, to, like, for instance, here is a peanut butter, but it already have moringa in it. It's got a little bit of moringa, so you can either include it with the leaves or with oil. So if the peanut butter oil and the moringa oil can blend, you can put it in the nutri bars, because
Yeah.
you need to put it in. So we can use moringa oil not just if you can feed your body from the outside.
Yeah.
Yes, then you can feed your body from the inside with moringa as well, because it's not harming the body at all. It will be good for the body because it's a lubricant. It
Yeah.
is healthy, and your body would love it. Absolutely love it. And
Mm.
where else would you think you would use it, Mohana, if you would have access to moringa oil?
Um. I, I, th- I think we can
Look,
even
for
use it
instance, we put
in, in
in our muffins. We
oh yeah,
cook
I
our
was just saying in
muffins. We
baking,
use
in
a little bit
baking.
of oil.
Yeah, instead
With a
of,
little bit of oil.
some
Yes,
butter
and
and some
then we
oil we
don't
can
use
mix
a lot of
together.
oil.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of oil. So we
Yeah.
can add the goodness into our muffins,
Yeah.
into our, cakes that we're baking. And
And
like
our
you said, the
breads even, we
salads,
can put into our breads.
breads. Yes,
I've
we make focaccia.
yeah,
Focaccia
focaccia,
is
yes.
your
Yes.
it's just your base, your base pizza base, and
Yeah.
then on top of it is the garlic and the butter. But
Yeah.
instead of putting the butter, maybe we can put
Put,
butter, moringa oil, and the
yes.
garlic.
Yes.
Maybe the
Yes.
garlic could be infused in the moringa oil. So then you could add that, onto your focaccia
Yeah.
bread, because a lot of people eat pizza, but they also
Yeah.
love it when they go and eat at a
Yeah.
restaurant.
Well,
To get as a starter, they get a focaccia on the table,
yeah,
to and
for
you can add
dipping,
a little
they
bit
can use the moringa oil for
dipping.
dipping the focaccia. Yes.
Dipping, yes, and you can have it infused with
Yeah.
rosemary, or
Yeah.
even a moringa leaves, and
Yeah.
you can infuse it with so many, mustard, anything you can infuse it. So
Yeah.
moringa oil can be used for a lot of infusions. I mean,
Yeah.
we buy these, sometimes big bottles.
Yeah.
Then in a bottle you would have maybe, rosemary, like a stick of rosemary with fresh in there,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they use the oil, and they add some chili, or
Yeah.
garlic and anything in a bottle, so
Yeah.
it becomes an infused that they just drip over their salad, or they use it for a dipping agent.
Yeah.
And so we need to, and this is where awareness come from.
Yeah.
And in your efforts as Moana Gill, the global author, writing recipes, for you it is very important because you've got all of these little things in your recipes, and maybe you can even think of bringing, a Moringa oil book, to the table, so that you can start writing on it, take some photos, because you do have access to the Moringa seeds. And but then you can just get someone, you can even extract the oil by cooking the seeds. So if you take you out of the normal seed, some seeds are bigger, others are smaller. It all depends what varieties and all that. So you take the inside kernel and you put it in a pot and you cook it out. Then you can cook the oil out. And that's what they used to do in the ancient days. They used to cook it out. And even I know parts of Africa where the rural areas, they use the seeds, they cook the oil out. So obviously those people are getting a lot of goodness in their bodies. And in our modern world, we forgot about it. We totally forgot about our ancient methods. And we should not forget about it, because if you do not access in a shop, you could access at least the seeds and the kernels, and you can make your own, oils then. Why not? Why not, going back and do a little bit? I would not suggest that you use that method if you want to become a supplier to shops and, distribute. But for you and your friends and, maybe locally, you can do it. You can, because you must just be very neat and clean and do not bring contamination into the oils. But that's why we're teaching clean, practices, clean cooking methods in our processing and everything. And when we store the moringa, you'll see this company, they bottle it in a brown bottle, so you're protecting it, from the sun, or the light to spoil it. There's another company, this is a moringa supplier. And then I've also got a little bottle, so you can buy little bottles and you can, put it from the big bottle to the small one, and give it to friends, and you can put your own little label on it. So this you can use for just your face outside, put a little bit on your face, because the oil does go far. It lubricates beautifully. You can see, it's a lovely, lovely oil. So it's really, really, easy to use, and it is natural and very, very, you can even, a lot of people put on their hair. So they do a hair treatment with a natural oil, like once a week or once a month. They spend time, they put it on, on the hair, and they let it soak in. And then after a while, it actually becomes, a beautiful, your hair is soft and shiny. I know Kerastase, the hair product Kerastase, they use moringa oil in some of their products. So they were one of the first to start using Kerastase on, in their products. But I mean, we can contact so many companies, encourage so many companies to actually start using, the moringa oils.
I think, Mariana, that even the Body Shop uses moringa oil, but I have not personally, I have not seen oil for cooking. I've seen oil for massaging and for
it is not out there. You're right.
Yeah, but
you are right. It is
cooking,
not out there, but we need to. It will be expensive, but remember. So if you look at your here, I've got you can see there in the background, olive oil, avocado oil. It's still very much more expensive than your other oils. But if you start using it, we are so used to fry the stuff in deep oils and all that, and it's not necessary. You can if you use your mind properly on how to use your best cooking methods, you will not deep fry too much. You will just use other methods and bring the oil and use those oils rather in the good practices. I would say the reason why the cheaper oils, like those oils in the background, they have come on the market because there was a demand for oil and people started deep frying a lot. But we need to move away from that. We have to move away from the bad oils because we are damaging our bodies. And there's a lot of pros and cons, different companies that says do this, do that. But I still believe that we can bring this into the world in a beautiful way. And I think the next 5 years, we're going to encourage people, the growers, to plant more moringa trees for the oil. There's also a lot of talk that they want to bring moringa to, the jet fuels and all that. But you must remember they have to plant a lot of moringa trees and the seed pods to have seed pods to do that for jet fuel. So I personally, as a moringa, I can almost say I've got experience of 9 years experience of global moringa. And I'm very much involved in looking at the trends, looking at the farmers, looking at results and research and all that. And I think the next 5 years is going to be more moringa into the homes, and also developing, more products. And then after that, there will be a lot of people planting moringa then for the jet fuels and all that. But our next 5 years is definitely more into the homes. So we are going to play a big role, you, Mahona, and myself, and it's exciting because we will, we can get so much knowledge. Now, when you also cook, you get these thermometers. You have the kitchen little kit. This one goes in the oven. You've got other little ones. One is what we measure. You see, it's long. We're measuring our compost, temperatures. But you get little ones that you can put in a pot. Shorter than this. So you get these temperature meters. So you put it in a pot to make sure that you do not exceed a certain heat. And you would obviously put it in a double cooker and not direct, on the heat, the bottom of the pot on the heat. And what you do is you take these seeds and you boil it out, and you can actually, get your own little oil. So there's different ways of how we can encourage, but we need the big people that are using the big presses and oil extracting machines and all that. But there is also for certifications to go to EU and America, USDA, certifications. They need to have stainless steel presses, and they're using best quality extraction machines. And that is, if there's anyone, a small farmer, want to invest, it's better to get your seed pots and take it to a reputable company who does have a proper extracting machine that are certified, or that comply with the certification methods. And rather let them, extract the oils for you. And then after that, you can send it in for, to make sure. But there's certain things when it comes to cosmetics, the laws are not so strict. But when it comes to food, it does, and health, that the laws are much more stricter on those levels. So we need to have a look and see, how do we comply with all of that. But I'm excited, and I would actually make an effort to make sure that my friends there in Malaysia who are growing moringa, and that does sell the oils as well, that they, I think I've sent one connection to you already. I will connect the others to you as well, so that they can actually, make sure that you have access to the oil, so that you can start experimenting on it, because you do need a lot of seeds in order to do, your extraction and to be able to use it. Like, for instance, to do a bottle like that,
I
will need a lot. Paper of how many seeds you need, or how many kilograms of seed you need, but also different seeds from different areas give you different extraction quantity. So your liter is going to be much less from certain areas than other areas in the world. So they also plant certain seeds,
but
for
Mariana,
like that one they plant only C3, and these others they plant for. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say that as far as the seeds are concerned, like how when you're talking about olive oil, right? The extra virgin or olive oil, you don't cook with them. That is only used for salad dressings and things like that. So similarly, we've got to, I think there has got to be a little bit more research to do in the moringa oil to find out that if it is cold pressed and it is the first press of it, whether is that oil suitable for cooking? Because like olive oil, you can, with that kind of olive oil, you cannot cook. But then there are the other olive oils, which is actually a blend with other oils, which you can use for cooking. So similarly, I think with moringa
Yes.
oil, we've got to be very sure when they extract the oil to find out if that the extra virgin oil or whatever you want to call, whether is that suitable for uh, cooking, or is it only good for doing salads and things like that. So I think a little bit more research and a
Yes.
little bit more thought will have to go into this, and people will have to come out with one or two different kinds of oil and then experiment and see which oil is the best for cooking, because some of the oils will not take the very hot temperatures,
Um, yes. Yes, I would just want to read something here for you. In the background, I just Googled something here. It says many people believe that you cannot cook with extra virgin, oils at high temperature due to its smoke point.
Yeah,
And however, this is a myth. Read on, you can actually not only is Evo safe for cooking, it is absolutely safe for cooking, but it's also one of the healthiest and most stable oils to use in a kitchen. So you must just watch it when you gonna, for the heat. If
yeah,
it's very hot, then yes, it's gonna smoke a little bit, and that smoke is not good, for your body and all that if you inhale that. But
yeah,
yes, and it will also, remember, the extra virgin, becomes a marketing tool. You
yeah,
must remember there's a lot of these things that people are using for marketing,
yeah,
and it's actually sad because it is it's I feel so sorry that always that there's so much talk going on in the background,
mm,
but yet the reality is different and the truth is different. So for us to bring the truth is that you can cook with extra virgin oil, but the problem is that it is the high quality, like you say, first press and all that, and the quality is a very good quality. So it's going to be expensive. And like also, you must make sure that you do not expose, very strong heat to it if you
yeah,
want it, to be good for your body. And the thinner oils, like your canola oils, all the sunflower oils and all that are much thinner. But I think the first stages for the next 2 years are going to be blending our
yeah,
moringa oil with
yeah,
another, like canola or sunflower
yeah,
oil, so
yeah,
that we can bring the price a little bit, and remember, there won't be a lot of oil available for that. So the prices will still be high. I
yeah,
know that in Eden Moringa has got an oil that they are promoting, but it's also blends, and they from Nigeria. So there are already a big demand for this, and we will make sure that we bring the knowledge, and talk about it. So when we start talking and bringing awareness, yes, then surely people will start investigating more. Like now you were
yeah,
speaking about, you cannot, there is talk that says you cannot use it, but I quickly googled and it says no, you can use it. Now the next step after our show today, I'm going to actually do a lot of research on research papers that's been done. I will also speak like to Eden again. He works with me on many, many platforms, Dr. Michael. And next week, I think we should bring him online with us. They do a lot of research, so that him and Dr. Newton can maybe, have a chat to us regarding the moringa oils. So I will
yeah,
invite Dr. Newton and Dr. Michael to our talk show next week, even if it means that I have to talk to them before the time, if they can't attend, to bring their input into our talk, and we can actually have then a few products that we bake, and see where can we bring it, and do a little bit more deeper research on this to bring it to the table. And that is very important, very, very, very important, because we've got so many things, like even if you infuse your moringa flowers, into the moringa oil, will also be good, because why not bring the double goodness,
yeah, yeah.
to your salads, salad dressings
But then
and
don't
dippings.
forget, Mariana, that Moringa is still very, very young. It's only in the last 10, 15 years
Yes,
that people have started to
yes.
discover. So we still have a
Yes,
long way to go and a lot of research. But what is happening from what I can see at the moment is that when people are growing moringa, then I think, and especially if they're going to grow it commercially, then, it is easier
yes,
to make use of the leaves and the other trees. But if you're going to wait for the pods from where you get
yes,
your oil, that is a long-term thing. And in a lot of the
yes,
countries, they get leaves, but they don't get the pods for some reason or the other. So I think we also have got to start thinking for people who are growing moringa that a certain portion of the trees should be left to grow flowers and the seeds from there, and the rest of them.
yes,
But at the moment, we are not waiting for the flowers. We are just plucking and using whatever we can for our purposes. So it's something
yes,
that we need to think about, something that a lot of research needs to be done about, and then
yes.
slowly it is going to be incorporated. And the more things that they come out with, and the experiment is done on those things, then only we will be able to find out whether is it really suitable, or whether you can, how is it going to affect the taste of the food if you are going to cook with moringa oil. All these are unknown entities. We don't know anything about it. So I think that a
I
lot of
can
people.
tell you something about that. What is very, very interesting is that the moringa oil has got a little bit of a nutty taste, a nutty taste. So if in your preference, like Africa, I've got people staying here from Uganda and Zambia at the moment, here on the farm, where we're working with a Farm Ventures project. And I know up in Africa, they cook a lot with peanuts.
Yeah,
And peanuts has also got that same taste, it's like a nutty taste. And yes, if your taste buds are good for including peanuts, the moringa oil will be similar, in those tastes. And but you're not going to overdo it. It's like I look at things rather at the health point of view than always. Taste is very important. Presentation is very important, but yes, we need to make sure that people understand, what taste everything has. And yeah, it's still new, but I thought it is very important that we start introducing it,
yes,
that we start talking about it,
yeah, yeah,
and the more we talk about it, the more it will actually become a
of
reality,
course.
and it's important. Yes,
Yes.
and
I mean, we already know, Mariana, that we can incorporate moringa oils in our food. The only thing that we need to do more research to find out how we can incorporate it in such a way that it gives us the maximum benefit. And that's what we're looking at. And maybe the oils are not suitable for every kind of cuisine, but there could be certain specialities
yes,
in which we can use the moringa oil, and then get the benefits out of it. Yeah,
absolutely. Just to give you an example, I mean, I always have, the canola oils. I've got sunflower oils. I've got my salad sauces. I've got my, olive oil, avocado oil. I always say keep, the variety, because, if you
yeah,
have for different meals that you prepare, I even use my coconut oil, but I don't fry with this, because if you fry, it makes smoke, so, and it quickly, it's finished very quickly. Where if you cook with your canola oils, it's much, longer. You can, have it in a frying pan. But
yeah,
I mean, for your sauces and all the other ways, is very easy with your olive oil, avocado oil, and
yeah,
coconut oil. And I would love to see more of, to bring in, our moringa oil. Obviously, it will come in bigger containers, bottles,
yeah, yeah,
like that. Either, smaller bottle or a bigger, smaller bottle or a bigger bottle. But that is where I would like to see, for moringa oil. It is not going to be the oil that's going to be, maybe if it is blended, with your canola or your sunflower, maybe that will be easier to cook with,
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
frying
yeah,
or something, but then the quantity will be less inside
yeah,
there. But yes, we will see where the world is going to take us, because
yeah,
remember, it's not just us that can change the world.
yeah, I
It
know.
brings collaborations,
Yeah,
innovation, and everything to change the world,
Yeah,
but we need to step somewhere. We need to make a step. We need to bring a voice. If we bring a step and a voice, and actions will come from there.
sure,
For
sure.
every action, there will be, a reaction. So if we make an action here, people see it, and innovators listen to us, and they zoom in and they say, wow, let me bring this on board. Let me do this and let me do that. And
I
that
think
is where we will go.
It's a good thing to start talking about it and to thinking about it. And I think the message must go to people who are growing the moringa to see if it is possible for them then to see if they can get the pods from where because it's a long process, and sometimes
that's why I say 5 years,
yeah,
because
and
we
extract the
need
oil would be,
implementation.
yeah.
But there's a lot of investors out there. There's a lot of innovative companies. There's researchers, and they're all working together. I see a lot happening. I speak to many of them. I'm involved with many of them, and it is happening. It's truly happening. But yes, the steps is slow. But it's like anything else in life. Like you say, 10, 15 years ago, Moringa only started, surfacing those years. And it became now the last 3 years, I would say last 4 years, that I can see serious, stronger, much stronger Moringa movement. And this will just, it's like a wave. It will just escalate and snowball. It will go faster, and eventually, all the goodness is out there. But yes, small steps first, and then the bigger rollouts will happen. Yes.
And moringa as food is a very recent invention. People used to use moringa more as nutrition and more as medicinal and that kind of things. But introducing it as food is something still very, very new. And that is the reason, yes, that we need to write more books and show people, not only write books, but show people how you can incorporate moringa into your food. That is the reason why I sent you, Mariana, the last time, to say the next month I'm going to start cooking classes and show people how we can incorporate the fresh moringa leaves and the flowers into our cooking. Yeah. And
absolutely.
And I'm also planning to do a course online, so that people from whichever part of the world they can join it, and we can show them different ways in which we can incorporate moringa into our daily lives, for older people, for children, for pets, for everybody. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree fully, Moana. So we are coming now to the end of our show.
Yes.
And we will surely, speak a lot more about this in our talks and all that. And every time we will just bring a little bit more goodness. And yes, we will also start sharing our videos that we've made, and bring the collaborations, and make it, a good effort, out there, and make sure that people understand
I wanted to show you something,
why.
Mariana. I wanted to show you something that I made today. Can you see this purple drink?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's for the blue pea flower,
Yes.
It's with the blue pea flower. And then I've added fresh moringa leaves in the drink. It's delicious. It's with lemongrass, lemon juice.
And that looks so, pull it a little bit higher. Oh, beautiful. That looks so healthy. That's my type of drink. I like that.
It's got lemongrass and and the blue pea flower and lemon juice as well. So, and then I added the fresh.
Just planted some seedlings with the lemongrass this week. Yes. Awesome. Wonderful. Have you got, and that is out of your garden?
I also made some madeleines.
Yes.
With moringa.
Wow.
Can you see that?
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
And they're delicious. They're really nice.
Wow. How do you make that, Moana?
Well, it's just the egg white, egg white and flour and sugar. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and we put a little bit of moringa powder on the top. You can see the little bit of greens.
Yes.
So that's quite
beautiful. I would love to see that recipe.
Yes.
You can send it to me. I would love to try it.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we'll be doing some recipes that everybody can look after, can see it, Yeah.
So you should send me that recipe, then I make it for next week.
Yes, I'll do that. Yes, yes, yes. We'll do that. Yes,
I
yes.
would love that. I would love to taste that. But yes, we have to greet now because we're going to run out of time. And
Yes.
thank you very much, Moana and Jeanette. Thank you very much for recording everything for us and doing graphics and all that. And yes, let the goodness of Moringa proceed, and let's have
Yes.
lots and lots of
More
fun,
and more people get to
with
know about it. Yeah.
Moringa.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Moana.
Not
Thank
at all.
you,
We'll
Jeanette.
talk again next week.
Thank you very much. And yes, all the best.
Yeah. Enjoy the
Goodbye.
rest of the week. Yes.
Thank you, Moana. Thank you,
Bye.
Jeanette.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Janet. Thank you. Bye.